This is day 847 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. The owner sponsored week of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi for his chus for a shidduch. May the shidduch succeed and be a dover noam miskabel. Today we are doing Siman Tov Mem Kuf Mem Daled Beis to Tov Kuf Mem Hey Gimel. So we talk about Tzarchei Rabim al Chol Hamoed. Base. Yotzim shluchei base and lafkiras hakilayim. Shluchei base go to Chol Hamoed in order to declare the kilayim in a person's field. Hefker. Putting them shvuyim, they can redeem captive bes arachin, and they evaluate the pledges to the hekdesh or bes yisoimim, bes charomim. Sorry, bes hekdeshos. So the other types of gifts to kohanim or to hekdesh. Mashkin sotos, and you can give a soto water to drink. So you can burn paraduma. From a second door, egla arufa. Rotin eved ivri, you can put a hole in the ear of eved ivri. Matarias and mitzora, and you can make a mitzora tohar. Matarias verse, you can mark graves. Shemichu ksham, which have been dissolved by rain. It's yunon, and you can't tell. You have to fix the marker. Kadeshi b'shum kohanim, so the kohanim will be able to separate themselves from that place. Shekol tzarchei rabim, these are all the needs of the masses. Akal Shana, end quote from the Rambam. The time Shekol said b'chol moed. Why be able to do this b'chol moed? Do it before or after Yom Tov. So this is kind of like the converse of what we've been saying till now. Then there's time available for the heads of the congregation, heads of the people. He's born out to pay attention to all the needs of the masses. Ruban Havi Zman Grama, Nation Pes Sukkos Havishini is my Mekor of Kites and Kites Chorev. And most of them are timely at this point in the year, these points of the year, because when there's Chol Hamoed, because Pesach and Sukkot are the changes from winter to summer and from summer to winter. But it's Kalkin Drachim, that's when highways get ruined, boros and cisterns get without leaks, Van Horos and rivers, the banks start collapsing, Van Mikvos and Mikvos lose water, Vasodos and the fields will go to disrepair, because there are many differences in the water supply at that time. But Azman Bishot Vos, and then at the time also when the different produce becomes ripe. We have to remove the kilayim from them. And also because of the rain change in the rains, many markers on graves have dissolved. So the kohanim should not stumble by him in them by going to a place which is tummy. And even though there's some absolute malachos involved these things, for the needs of the masses, they're mutter, they're permissible. Also, since people are not working, so you can hire workers for cheap for the community. Other things he pays, there's no malach involved. Al pirov yisharu al chol hamoed, and this is both of these things will remain undone until chol hamoed. Shuz man kibbutz Yerushalayim, when many people get to Yerushalayim. It's not biased in the time based mikdash. Shuba had void now Yerushalayim when most things took place in Yerushalayim. The Gampiras Hashulim Yisvadu Oz, and also they're going to be able to gather together then to redeem captives. Both time he's born, there's going to be another reason as well. Gimel v'day shno kibbutz Yerushalayim yishnei teim she'enim mitzorchei yachid. There are two leniencies in the needs of the masses that don't exist in the needs of the individual. For the needs of the masses, you're allowed to do an amateur job for something which is not all necessary for moed, which ain't tzarchei yachid. Tzarchei yachid, the fact that somebody said he was not enough of a heter has to be a dover of it. But for the rabbim, it's enough that it is a dover head. It's a ma'aseh hediot. You don't need also to have dover of it. The second thing is ma'aseh uman, a professional job. But if you need it on chol hamoed, mutar gam b'yachid. So if it's a tzarech moed, So it's mutter even for individual. Shloki b'im lachtem amoid. Only was it didn't set aside the work specifically chol amoid. Avokim lachtem amoid. But if you set aside the work specifically chol amoid, also it's Tzvinik Moshe's barber Tzvinik Kohen, as we explained many times already. But tzarchei rabbim, but the needs of the masses, mutar afilu kivnu malachim amoid. It's okay even if they specifically designated the malach to be done during chamoid. V'chema had yok she'ein tzur klal le moed, and this is true also about a ma'aser hediot, as we just said, where it's not necessarily all for the yontif. But if you should talk about Rabbim Damin L'Keder the Beishut. This is because the Gemara says that the needs of the masses are like a pot which belongs to many partners. Ve'ein ish zocher aleim, and nobody remembers. I don't know that's not the Gemara, but okay. But no, people don't remember. I guess who's in charge. Each one relies on his friend. They don't get together b'shas b'tola at a time when they're not off from work. La'asosim to do that's necessary. Lo yasu lam, it'll never get done. Until them kol kula says they give him all these leniencies. Dal l'ficha boros man yosho rabbi, and therefore cisterns and springs of the masses shnafa bem offer v'avonim, into which dirt and stones fell, and he's calculating got ruined. Mutter attack them, you can fix them. Afilu ein rabbi tzrichim hem ato. Even the masses don't need them right now. Okay, which ain't a ma'aser uma, because it's not a ma'aser uma to fix it. It's not it doesn't require a professional expertise. Keep them lach l'moed, even they deliberately left for kol l'moed, that's okay. Okay, mutter asos chritzma said you also have to make a furrow by an amateur way. She avoa mayim le'ir barbach, in order to allow water to come to the city in great quantities. Afal b'yishu Torah gadol, even though it requires tremendous efforts. Uparasi, it's very public. But keep him lach l'moed, and he deliberately made sure to do it on kol l'moed. Nevertheless, it's still mutter. Because of what we wrote. But to build to dig out new with cisterns on Chamoy, which is a ma'aser uma. It needed professionals. In Rabbi Tzichim Lem Ata, mass needed now on Chamoy, it's mutter, it's permitted. I feel in Kibu Malach on Chamoy. Even they deliberately left it for Chamoy. I feel for Hesia, even it's in public. And there's a lot of effort involved. They don't need it right now. They should not do it right now. Hey, cisterns and dugouts and caves of an individual. You can't redig them anew on Chalmai. You need them now. Wow, even don't have what to drink. It's also ain't can use pikuach nevesh, unless there's absolutely life at stake. That's not prevalent because she always get water from further away. If you look at him, even didn't deliberately leave a sort of Cholamoid. Nevertheless, the Zel Bibinyon, this is in a, we're talking about construction. The Avshe Mill says it's very, very noisy. Much effort is required. It's not much for an individual's needs. You were saying if these things were all made already and then they got ruined, if you need them right now, during Cholamoid, what's the talking to fix them? Ain't circle amata, don't need them right now, also talking now to fix them. We're allowed to draw water in them. Even don't need them right now. In other words, you divert rainwater from the rooftops, and angle it down into the wells. It's not such a big deal. It's not so much effort. But then water through a furrow, which evidently requires more effort, also it's forbidden. Shalatian writes that the Ritva holds the name Rashi that also by furrow or some sort of irrigation ditch is fine as long as it's made for yontif. It's only to bring with vessels and buckets and such like, which is a lot of tirch. That's a problem. Vav v'dayishno sheyesh mishomer, those who say the b'tzarchet raving sheyesh manik sheshus b'yod l'asos lebado also l'asos b'moed yachid. If there's a community which is led by a specific individual who has the sole authority, so he can't do stuff on Chol Moed, just like any other individual, and nothing in that place can get done on Chol Moed. Sure, passing away as well. The Miyani, but the Arukh HaShulchan is astonished at that. Miyani, Datu B'zman HaBais B'zman HaShas Lo Yimuni Kol Davar V'Davar, At the time of the Beis Hamikdash, time of the Gemara, were not people in charge of each and everything, but so it was just beyond the name, and they could have done it as they see fit. We learn in the fifth parak of Shkolim, a whole bunch of people who are in charge of lots of stuff. We have Nechunya Yamona Chafir Sichin. Nechunya was in charge of digging out the dugouts because and even though each person had his own fiefdom, so to speak, it's all mutter because of Tzarchei Rabin. It's certainly the person who is in charge. Even if he can do things at his own discretion, Yesh Kamanias B'Tzarchei Rabin has several impediments which occur all the time in the needs of the multitudes, the masses, and therefore it doesn't have status of Yachid. And furthermore, how would Chazal just say Tzarchei Rabin is mutter? They should have said Yesh Memuna also. So it says there's somebody in charge, it's forbidden. Again, Arukh HaShulchan says that definitely in ancient times the people in charge of everything. So today, every person who's in charge really doesn't have his own independent fiefdom. He has other people, he has consultants, such like. In which case there could be a lot of machlekas. Therefore, it's mutter to get it done on Chol Moed. Zayin. Vein Lishol came into Tzarchei Rabin Mutorim. Don't ask. Since Tzarchei Rabin Mutter Chol Moed, Lama Learning about taking this is Batim Midrashim Chol Moed. Why don't we build shuls and Batim Menesh Chol Moed? And then Mazakos Rabbein Ramah. The Ramah writes, "If I was Eloshana," he writes, "Dafka Tzarchei Rabin Koelu Shem Tzirkim LeGufa Adam." Only Tzarchei Rabin is necessary for the human body. Avashai Tzarchei Rabin, what other needs of the masses, which don't directly pertain to your body in terms of your activities, bodily whatever activities they are. Bringing a basic necessities such as building a shul, also as more now doing week Anam Chomoy. In Shar Tzorchei Mitzvah, also other types of needs of mitzvahs, also Sos Melechas Uman, more now allowed to do a professional job on Chomoy. Those who say the Bisman is saying, aren't they in age? Mutter knows basic necessities. You're allowed to build a shul. David over of it because potentially suffer losses. Because maybe the authorities will change their mind and not let you build it anymore. Yesh because those who wrote the takenas the same base to fix the benches in the shul. Mutter is permitted not in order to avoid machlekas. I guess if you don't have enough chairs ready, but benches ready, people are going to start arguing. Because of those wrote that the Merchatz Mikri Tzorach Aguf, that a bathhouse is the needs of a body. Mutzar Binyan might say you're allowed to build a bathhouse in an amateur way. We should distance ourselves from all these questionable situations. It's going to be a knesset, it's based on medrash. I found that on Dal you fix the shuls and put the medrash in the bathhouse. Exactly if you roast any more has to do with how the rabbis in the city see it. The female of here going to stay the situation city with clouds certainly brought them there. It's a good thing to run away from such a term which entail a mockery of the of Chol HaMoed. Tough guf memory. Dine ksiva Chol HaMoed. The laws of writing on Chol HaMoed. Aleph. Ksiva Moed, writing on Chol HaMoed, Arukh HaShulchan. Like any other malacha, the kol shein tzarech hamoed, if not necessary for a Chol HaMoed. Odavar havet, it's not something which is going to involve with a loss. Oh, so now it's right. Havagav tein adem mecham malachos, shein batichim moving. That's fine. Like all other malachos, there's no big effort here. As it says, it's done in private. Nevertheless, malacha. It's a malacha. Again, I feel osachas sefer Torah. You don't even fix one letter sefer Torah, which says it has to make a ration to a dalet, etc. But to separate words which are smudged together, or letter that, in order that it should be recognizable, that you're allowed to use a pen to do on Chol HaMoed. Ukshe'ein tzarech likros b'moed, Shulchan himself says that if you don't fix the sefer, you don't need to read on Chol HaMoed. If you need to read on Chol HaMoed, obviously you need to fix it. Otherwise, it's going to read. Now allowed to leave a sefer which is not precise in your house. Koko never as came in the Tzorcha Moed, it's not for the purpose of Moed. Also talking out to fix it, Siva Save a Torah Pshita having moved my Zuman. My Save Torah is obviously a professional job. There those say the Yesh Yitur, the Tzorch Limchok, if there's an extra letter and you have to erase it, Mutzim Chok Chomoed, allowed to erase through Chomoed. Chika Ena My Zuman. To erase is not a My Zuman. It's not professional to, don't be professional to erase. Professional to write, but not to erase. A Sefer Torah Nachshev's Kachirabin, and Sefer Torah is considered like the needs of the multitudes, the masses. Mutzah Maseh, you're allowed to do an amateur activity. Absolute Torah Chamoid, even if it's not for the person Chamoid, Kamosh Kosavnu, the Simon HaKoidem, as we were previously. Iman Machak, who be'emtza teva, if you, the ratio is in the middle of the word, by taking a second Shocha Osakoim, and therefore you have to extend the previous letter so it fills the gap. Or the letter afterwards. The table shouldn't be interruption middle of the word. Near the Miesh Hamshech Maisa Uman. So if extending a letter is a professional job for a professional, usher, it's forbidden. La mutter. If not, it's okay. It's permitted. Chain tikun katan mutter. And also the katan is fixing something that also would be permissible as well. Base. Zel kshesh them sefer Torah cheres. Is when they have another Torah. I mean, tzrichim. The sefer Torah zu. If they need a sefer Torah crossbar b'moy to read in a chol moy, mutar agil moy, you can fix a chol moy. Chovel agil. It's an obligation, mandatory to fix it. Today crossbar tzibor, so you can read it in public. I feel like a yochol lagil mikor megalim. If you couldn't fix it for you, until the zel tzorcha rabish mutar. It's a lane that's the needs of the masses. That's a permissible ma'aseh do a professional act. I feel kim lach the even you designate the work to be done chomoid. Kamosh goes out in the siman hakoyim like he wrote in the previous siman. Below when someone writes the name of the gra, according to Ramah, there Sib Zayin, only by tzorcha guf it's minute ma'aseh uman, so wouldn't apply by a sefer Torah. The Pri Megadim tries to resolve that a little bit differently. The question is whether they have when they have another Sefer Torah. El Shamini goes on top of Maftir Sefer Torah Cheres. But the Chomais have two Torahs. One for the Parish, one for the Maftir. Chen Chomay Pesach, or Avir, but Sefer Torah Cheres. And a Chomay, we read Pesach, that was told by Yotam itself. And a Chomay, we also read the Revi each day from a different Sefer Torah. In Mutzah Tagim Chomay, you're allowed to fix the second Sefer Torah Chomay. Near Melash Rabbi says he base seems to be says because the name ain't lem Sefer Torah kosher likros. If you don't have, they don't have a kosher Sefer Torah to read. Mashim niyak yesh Sefer Torah kosher asur. Sounds like if there is a kosher Sefer Torah, you're not allowed to fix the second one. Mutab ligos Sefer Torah aksher. It's better to roll the kosher Sefer Torah. Mimakom makom from place to place. The mashi taking a cheres cholamoid and fixing the other one on cholamoid. The halacha says that if in the base of Medrash there's a kosher Sefer. Even though they normally daven okay. The base Medrash is the Sefer which is kosher. And you have a minion which normally davens in the side room. And their Sefer Torah to come puzzle. They can fix theirs. They don't have to borrow one from the main minion. Okay. Gimel, it seems to me the Osama Noagim we should call him called Kriya Kriya Bodek Sofer called Parsha. So you can crossbar that before they do Kriya Satara, Sofer checks that Parsha. Shetzrim because they have to be next day. Uminag Yafehu, which is a good custom. The Mutagam Moy, this muscle even a Chamoy. Being some Mashatzorch is a Tigun Takna. Find something which requires a fix it. Babshish Sefer Torah Cheres, even though there's another Sefer Torah around. Yeshagam also you'd start Livok because he also had to check the second one. But Shemon, perhaps the Tzricha Gamitu, and he also has to fix. Moshe Zut Tzricha Tigun. This one needs to be fixed. Abshay Samuk Zegel Bakashus. He had Sumitz kosher. And Mutza Taknim Mitzvah Badvarim Hatzrichim Tzikun. That's how you can fix it if you find things which which have to be fixed, and use the second Sefer Torah. You can fix the Sefer Torah to use the second Sefer Torah.